Okay, we are recording. Welcome to the call tonight. I'm very excited to be here with you guys. My name is Eric Johnson. I'm the creator and CEO of Teamzy. And I cannot even tell you how excited I am to talk to you guys. What we're going to do tonight is, I'm going to cover a lot of ground with you tonight. We're not going to do a lot of, there's going to be no fluff. It's all going to be nuts and bolts, okay? It's going to feel like, because I'm going to move quickly, it's going to feel sometimes like you're taking a sip of water through a fire hose, and I apologize for that, but I want to bring you guys a ton of value. Here's what I'm going to do tonight. I'm going to introduce you to Teamzy, which is why you're here, which is, I think you will agree, is the most easy and elegant software ever made for this industry. It's going to help you guys build your business like crazy. I'm going to show you how to set it up. That part's pretty easy. I'll walk you through the steps of the setup. Then I'm going to show you, once we have it set up, I'm going to show you how to go about just absolutely crushing a power hour. When I say you can slay your business in less than an hour a day, I mean it. Okay, I'm going to show you how incredibly organized you're going to be, how leveraged and efficient your time will be. I will show you how you can easily connect with 20 people a day in less than 30 minutes, how to take those connections, start a conversation, how to take the conversation to create an invite to the business opportunity, how to follow up on those invites like a pro and move somebody all the way through the process of becoming a prospect customer and then an ambassador on your team. We're going to do all of that. Gosh, I don't know. I could probably do that in 30, 35 minutes tops. Okay. I'm going to go through it quickly. Now, what I want you guys to do is as you have questions, there's a Q&A button on the bottom. You can load your questions in there. When I'm done doing the basic presentation here, I will go through and answer all of your questions. So you can ask them in real time and we'll answer them. And I'll stay as long as it takes to answer all your questions. Okay, the longest I ever spent was on a webinar for Rodan and Fields. I was actually there for an hour answering questions. We had 900 people on the webinar. It's pretty awesome. Okay, you guys ready to get started? Here we go. I'm gonna jump right into Teamzy. That's Facebook, there's Teamzy. Okay, so you can see I am in my Plexus version of Teamzy. This is Teamzy specifically tailored for you guys, okay? And so, but before we get into this, I'm gonna go through and show you the setup. Just one thing I want you guys to know. If you're not already using Teamzy, you should know this. You can get a free trial of Teamzy for 30 days. Okay, it's absolutely free for 30 days. We don't ask for a credit card or any of that bait and switch weird stuff. We just want you to try it and love it, okay? And the same thing goes for your team. Get them in there for that 30-day free trial. You just go to teamzy.com to start your free trial, okay? Now, when you're in your free trial, the first time you log in, you'll be inside of a setup wizard. That makes setting this up very easy, but if you're like me and you're rapping and you click buttons quickly and you've already released that and sent it away, here's how to get it back. Right here in this little wheel in the top right corner of your screen, you can drop that down and relaunch the setup wizard to make setup easy. All right, here we go. So let's go through this together. We're gonna do 3 things in the wizard. We're gonna set your income goal. That's the first thing. Now the cool thing about this is Teamzy will take your income goal and it will tell you about what you need to do to hit it, which is pretty cool. Then we're gonna create a powerful why, and I'll explain that as we go, but it's important because people quit this business all the time. And if you take this step, if you do this step, you have a good chance that you won't quit, that you'll persist and you'll succeed. Then we're gonna get all your contacts imported into Teamzy so that you can be super mega organized. All right, you guys ready? First step, let's set an income goal. Set an income goal. Now, just put a number in here. What's the income level you'd like to be at 12 months from now? Now, here's the thing, guys. I'm not asking you what you think is realistic. I'm asking you what you want. Okay, what do you want? I'm gonna put 150,000 as my number. So put the number that you want. Stretch a little bit. Stretch outside of your comfort zone a little bit. Here's the thing I'm gonna show you in a minute is how incredibly leveraged your time will be with Teamzy. You'll be able to do the activities required for a bigger number in a lot less time, which is gonna be pretty cool. Okay. Next page. If you need to, well, Teamzy's giving me a ballpark figure. If I want to get to 150 grand income level in 12 months, I need to connect with 4,348 people over the next 12 months. 4,348 people. That's a lot of people, right? I mean, you guys didn't think it was just going to be easy to get to $150,000 income, right? You knew you had to do some work. Now, Teamzy's going to show me exactly how to do it, give me the roadmap, but I still need to connect with 4,348 people over the next 12 months. So let me ask you a question. When you need to eat an elephant, how do you do it? You guys know this one? How do you eat an elephant? It's not literal. It's an analogy. One bite at a time, right? One bite at a time is how you eat an elephant. So I'm going to continue to the next page. This page is called the breakdown page. And now Teamzy's breaking it down for me, that huge number, first into 3 groups: prospects, customers, and ambassadors, right? These are basically everyone in the world we think of in these 3 filters, right? They're either one or the other. And then it takes it yearly, monthly, weekly, and daily. It breaks it down from that huge number, and it gives me a daily target, right? And again, it's just a suggestion, but Teamzy's suggesting that I connect with 9, you can see in this little gray box here, 9 prospects every day, 6 current customers, people that have already purchased from me every day, and 4 ambassadors on my team every day. So it's giving me that suggestion that I'm making 19 connections a day. Cool? Now, here's what I want you guys to know about this. You can change these numbers. You can increase them to whatever you want, right? Teamzy made the suggestion. You can do whatever you want with these numbers. Once you've got them where you want them, when you click continue, it will set up your dashboard to your goals. Now, there's one more thing I want to mention here. This is your daily invite and ad goals. What are invites? Invites are when we invite people to the business opportunity or to try products, or in some way we invite them into our business. A connect, which I'll explain as we go, will constantly hammer this to you guys. A connect is just connecting with somebody. It's not recruiting or selling. It's just connecting with somebody. It's starting a conversation with somebody, just a regular conversation. And our goal in a connect is to make someone's day. We get in that, we call it's actually one of our hashtags, make someone's day mindset. Make someone's day mindset. If you focus your business on making people's day and serving people, your business will grow. And we take this huge number, 4,348, and we focus in on today. In this case, it's 10, 6, and 4. That's our focus. We keep our focus small so we can grow our business big. Make sense? Okay, so I'm going to click continue, and now my dashboard will be set up to these goals. Now we're on step 2. See how easy that was? Step 2 is finding your why. And I will warn you guys, I'm at home in my home office in beautiful San Diego right now, and I have 4 kids. I can hear screaming happening. I don't know if you can hear that, but the chances are good that you may hear the boisterous noise of young little lives, and that's just warning you in advance. They may even burst in on us, which will add some excitement. So let's find your why. It's actually quite appropriate that I'm talking about why, because for a lot of us, it's our family and our kids, right? But this is a huge thing, you guys, is finding your why. Because, well, let's just be honest about this. I get passionate about this particular part of the presentation because it's so important. But here's the real statistic. In this business, 1 out of 2 people quits within the first year, right? And that's good. That's like good. That's what a network that's doing great. 1 out of 2 people will quit in the first year. Some of you guys have been in the business a little while, and you've seen this, right? You work really hard to sponsor new people, to bring them into your team, and they're excited about the opportunity and they quit. And that's just the way it is. Now, here's the thing you guys have to understand. And I'm sure a lot of you guys have amazing uplines and corporate trainers that have talked to you about finding your why. And the reason why we're all talking about it is because it's the only thing that differentiates a winner and a quitter. The only reason some people succeed is because they didn't quit. And the only reason they didn't quit is because they had a reason to keep going. That's the thing, guys. And now here's the cool thing. Some of you guys know this, but you're thinking, I just don't know how to do it. I don't really know how to get my head around my why. Well, we are personal growth and development junkies at Teamzy. We've read all the books and done all the classes, and we've simplified this process. It's so simple. I'm going to take you through it right now, but I'm going to show you how easy it is to get your head around your why and how duplicatable this will be for your team. Because the more people you can get thinking about why they're in this business, the more people you'll get to hang on through the difficult times and be successful. Because do you guys agree that life is hard? Yeah. I mean, life can be dramatically hard. You can have massive things happen in your life, financial, emotional, spiritual, relationship-wise, acts of God. My brother actually had, we live in California, okay? So we don't usually have crazy stuff, but a tornado hit his business and tore the roof off in California. And I know you guys are all over the country, but something like that can happen. And then what? You quit your Plexus business first thing because you've got challenges. Or there's just the normal days where you just don't feel like doing your business. You just don't feel like reaching out to people, and that infects you like a sickness until you leave. Now, here's the thing I want you guys to know. When you have a why, you'll persist through any quitting point. You know, it's like I always say, if my neighbor's house was on fire and I knew everyone was safe, I would stand back and watch the firefighters do their job. But if I knew that my kids were playing in that house and it was on fire, you better believe I'm in that house looking for my kids. Are you guys with me? What's the difference? I had a reason why the second time. And you need a reason to keep building your business when everything around you is burning down. That's why we do this. Okay, I think I beat the drum enough. Hey, I like these little stripes. This is the San Diego sunset coming through my window right now. You guys can enjoy that if you're not having great weather. All right, let's go through this really quick. I don't mean to rub it in. People from San Diego are so annoying. We always do that. Finding your why. Why'd you become an ambassador? So these are just 5 questions. Guys, this is so simple. Some of you are like, it's too simple, Eric. I want it to be more sophisticated. You just answer these questions. It's like a journaling exercise for yourself, just to get your brain around it. Now, I'm going to take you through my story as an example. Okay. Now, I wasn't a Plexus ambassador. I originally was a Beachbody coach, which is where we found the need to build Teamzy, and now we're in 15 different networks. But I'll share my story. I used those products and I lost weight, like 60 pounds in 90 days. And everybody was asking me, Eric, what are you doing? What are you doing? You look great. What are you doing? And I would just refer them to the products. I finally became a distributor because I was telling people to buy it they were coming to me for it anyways, and I wasn't profiting from it. My wife said, you need to go do that so you can get paid. That makes sense, right? That's why I got into the business. Some of you guys have a similar reason. You used product, liked it, shared it a little bit, made some money, right? Let's get to the next question. What did you hope to accomplish? And I remember talking to my sponsor at that time and saying, do you think this business would allow me to make $500 a month extra money? And he was like, absolutely, totally. You could definitely do that. I said, great. That was my goal. I just wanted to make $500 a month extra money. Some of you guys are like that. Would $500 a month extra money be nice? Okay, great. Let's get to the next question. Why is that important to you? Why is it important to you? Now, don't get me wrong. Let me just go back to the last one. I was excited about helping people get healthy. That was very exciting to me. But I was already helping people all the time. This was a way to make a little extra money. Okay, why is it important to you? Third question. Now, some of you guys know my story, some of you don't. I am a professional business coach and consultant. That's my career. That's what I've been doing my whole grown-up life, is helping people build their business, which is why I knew network marketing professionals needed a tool like this, like other sales professionals have. So, but some of you don't know that my focus has been helping real estate people. And so when the recession hit at the end of 2008, you guys remember what happened to the real estate industry? Yeah, it disappeared. And it was a tough time financially for our family. I mean, we struggled. And I know a lot of you guys probably struggled through that recession too. It was tough. I was laid off from my job and I had to scramble and rebrand myself into a new career for a little while. You know, by God's good grace, we made it through that recession. But it wasn't easy. And we did not save any money for almost 7 months. We didn't save a penny. Now, my family is pretty good with finances because when I was younger, I made every mistake in the book. So I had to get good at it. So we have a written budget. We budget everything that comes in and out. Everything's planned. And one of the disciplines that I had learned was to automatically save, right? So the money comes in and it automatically transfers to the savings account. So every month for 7 years, $500 moved from my checking account to my savings account. And then I had to go in manually and move it back because we needed the money. And that 500 became a symbolic number because I knew I should be saving it, but I wasn't. Anybody relate to that? So I wanted to save $500 a month. I wanted that win. I wanted this business just to put that $500 a month in the bank for me. I'm going to close this because these little stripes are really bothering me. Hold on a second. I'm still here. I'm just off stage left. Is that better? Still have okay light? Okay. All right. So that was it. I wanted to save $500 a month. Next question. What would achieving this mean for you and your family? Now, when I read this, I thought, you know what would be so cool? If I could save $500 a month for long enough, we could buy a new house. I really wanted to buy a new house. My family, my wife and I, we got married and we thought it was a huge 3-bedroom house. And then we had 4 kids and it shrank really fast. In fact, some of you guys, I don't know, you guys haven't been around, but for the first year of Teamzy, I was doing these presentations from a shed in the backyard because we didn't have any extra room, right? I mean, I thought having a new house would be the coolest thing. So I actually went through this process, guys. In 5 minutes, I went from, maybe I should get paid for this to, wow, we could buy a new house. And so I was starting to see the potential of the business. Now I get to the fifth question. Why is that meaningful? How does this make you feel? And this is kind of the crux question, right? Because you're kind of in it now. You're thinking about the business. You're excited about it. And it's like, why is it meaningful? Why is that why meaningful? Now, here's the thing, guys. I thought about this for a minute and I was like, buying a house really is not that meaningful, right? It's kind of shallow, right? It's just a thing. It's just something you buy. But what I realized was, and I hadn't wanted to admit this to myself, it was happening in the back of my mind, where everything happens. And I hadn't ever voiced it out loud or allowed myself to think it. But here's what I realized. Buying a new home was symbolic. It wasn't meaningful in and of itself, but it was symbolic of something that was missing. See, I felt like I needed a new house, but what really was going on was that in the back of my mind, I knew that my life with my family, it just wasn't at a healthy place. See, now some of you guys can relate to this. I was constantly working, right? And I was missing my kids growing up. I was missing it. I would get up in the morning early. My kids are asleep. I would do all my stuff. When they got up, I was getting ready for work. I'd see them for maybe 30, 40 minutes before I left for work. And then I'd be gone all day long. I'd see them at night. They were already getting out of the bath, getting ready for bed when I got home from work. That was my time with my kids. It was just like bookends on the day. It got to a point where my kids weren't calling me Dad. They were calling me by other people's names. My son kept calling me by his kindergarten teacher's name instead of me. It would take a couple corrections for him to get it. And I realized I was missing. I didn't need a new house, guys. I needed a new life. I needed a way to be with my family. I needed a way to not be stressed out about work and have to be working all the time for a career where I wasn't able to save money for almost 7 years. Does that make sense? And so here's what happened. Doing this process, I realized something. This little side hustle, this little opportunity that was here was more than extra money. See, extra money you can take or leave. Extra money is just extra. You don't need it, right? This was an opportunity to design the life that I wanted, that my family deserved. And I knew that my job was never going to get me to that life. But this opportunity could. You guys with me? This was my aha moment. Now, hopefully some of you guys, even just hearing my story, have had your own aha moment. But as you bring your teams through this, they'll have theirs too. And then as they start to create whys, a wise statement, which I'm going to show you right now, then they become bulletproof. Then you've got your armor on. Then when you don't feel like doing this business, you do it anyways because it's too important not to. Now, here's the cool thing too. Teamzy is going to make it so easy that it's going to be really hard to blow off, right? It's like that, what was it, the 7-minute abs? If that really worked, wouldn't you all do it, right? This actually does work in like 20 minutes. Okay, let me go back to Teamzy and we'll finish this off. So the very last box is titled My Why. This is where you write a statement. You create your why statement. It's like an affirmation. It's like a goal. It's like a vision. And it's going to be on your dashboard every day. You're going to look at it every day. Okay. So you can see the grayed out text. The sample text is actually the why I wrote the first time I went through this. This was my personal why, which was this, my why, to create a life where I never have to worry about money again. How cool would that be? I enjoy quality time with my family and I'm present for my children on a daily basis. I'm healthy and full of energy. This was the why that I wrote that drove me to build my business, drove me to create Teamzy. I have to tell you guys, when I wrote this down, something happened inside of me that totally motivated and drove me. And I couldn't blow this off. How can I blow off? It wasn't that I was blowing off I don't feel like connecting with people today. It was, I don't feel like building the life where I get to be with my children every day. That's where your mind goes. No, I need to do this. Does that make sense? Oh no, I'm blowing off, I'm blowing off financial freedom. I'm blowing off not having to worry about money. That's what I'm blowing off. That's not cool. You with me? Okay, so back to how to use this. Whatever you write here in this box will post on your dashboard. So this is where you post your why. On your dashboard. See this? That's why I need a secretary. That's just a sample. Okay, whatever you put in this box will post on your dashboard. When you click continue, that'll set up on your dashboard. So that will be your why statement. Make sense? Now, I'm just gonna share one thing with you guys, just being transparent with you. It's been almost 2 years since we launched the very first version of Teamzy. And I have to just tell you, not to boast, but that I need to redo that process that I just talked to you guys through, because my why doesn't drive me anymore. That just describes a Tuesday morning, which is pretty awesome. That's what I want for you too. Next, we're gonna load up contacts. Okay, so you guys, being some of the first Plexus ambassadors to use Teamzy, are gonna really help us with this process, because we don't really know your back office. So we don't really know whether you can export your lists or whether you're gonna have to do a little finagling to get those lists. But here's what you need to do first. You wanna get your ambassador list into Teamzy. Okay, that's the first thing you wanna get into the Teamzy. You want primarily your personally sponsored, personally enrolled, however you guys say it, ambassadors, okay, your team. You wanna get them in first. Okay, the next group you want in are your customers, your whole customer list. You want them in there, okay? And then once you've got all those into Teamzy, there's videos here that kind of talk you through some of that. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get your Facebook friends list from Facebook. This video shows you how to do it. It's pretty awesome that you can get that whole list in there, okay? Because primarily that's your prospect list, is everybody that you're friends with on Facebook. That's where you can start. And as you're building your business, you're gonna probably build a lot through Facebook and social media too. So it becomes a great way to start. So we're gonna get those 3 groups in, and it's gonna make you so organized to have them all in one place. I'll show you how Teamzy actually will take those lists based on the next step we do and tell you who to connect with every single day. You don't even have to think about it, okay? So cool. Also, no more going through Facebook Messenger trying to remember who to follow up with. You're gonna be so organized. People will actually start commenting on how on top of things you are. And you're gonna be like, thanks. It's actually a tool I'm using. Okay, great. So once we do that, here, I'll actually do a quick import. I have my, I just got my Facebook archive from Facebook. So we'll just import that so you can see that. It's super fast. If you guys have ever used another CRM, you know what a pain in the, you know what it is to do an import. Oh, you can add a tag on import, so I can tag this Facebook friends, okay? You can tag whatever you want to an import, which is kind of cool. All right, so now it's creating those contacts. So while it creates those contacts, I'm gonna talk to you guys just really quickly about the next step, which is ranking. So what we're gonna do with these contacts that it's now putting into Teamzy for us is we're gonna give them a ranking, a star ranking. 5 stars is awesome, 1 star not so awesome. You guys are familiar with this, right? We do it everywhere. And this is based on a principle, 2 principles that kind of support each other. One is you should spend the most time with the best people. That's the basis to relationship marketing. You need to spend more time with the best people, right? The people most likely to help you, the people most likely to join the team, the people who need you the most. Those are the people that you want to spend the most time with. But see, here's the thing. You can't actually do that until you prioritize your relationships. So you have to, write this down, you have to prioritize your relationships before you can prioritize your time. Make sense? And we do it, we make it easy. You just give them a star rating. I'll go through what the star ratings mean in a second. And once you've done that one time, Teamzy will now create your daily contact list forever based on that priority, which is pretty cool, right? But if you don't prioritize relationships first, what happens is the turkeys, and I'm using that because this is an all audience, right? I want to be nice. The turkeys in your life will steal the time from the good people. You guys have seen that, right? The squeaky wheel gets the oil or gets the grease. Not in relationship marketing. They'll get some grease eventually once your best clients, once your best ambassadors, once your best prospects are handled. Cool? Oh, it's so fun. You're gonna love this. Okay, so let's jump back over to Teamzy. So here's the rankings, okay? 5-star, a 5-star person, this is somebody most likely to become a customer or an ambassador, or they're an existing customer or ambassador that's a rock star on your team, okay? They're going to show up on your up next list every 30 days. Now, if you haven't been in Teamzy, I'm going to show you this in a second. Your up next list are the people that you're supposed to connect with today. Okay? So they're going to show up on that list every 30 days. Now, a 4-star person, this is somebody likely to become a customer or ambassador with a little bit of nurturing. All right? They're going to show up on your up next list every 60 days. 3 stars, everyone's a 3-star to start because you don't know, they could go either way, right? And when you do an import, everyone will automatically be assigned 3 stars to start. They're going to show up on your up next list every 90 days. 2 stars on up next list every 120 days. You guys see a pattern here? And then 1-star people, they're in your database. You can look them up. They're not going to come up on your up next list, okay? So that's how we do this star rankings. And let me show you how this works. The next step in the setup wizard, see it's already created all those contacts. We're going to click on rank. It takes us to our list. Now, just so you know where we are, we're on team. See this little left navigation? Team is where your whole team lives, the whole list of everybody, okay? And you can also look at prospects, just customers, just ambassadors, okay? Now, Teamzy has it will bring you in at rank mode, which means that this little rank mode thing is toggled. This lets us jam down the page and rank people. So if I feel great about Tanya, I can give her a 5-star just by clicking on her. If I don't think she's that great, I can demote her to 2 stars. Remember, everyone starts as a 3, so you kind of have a baseline. You don't actually have to rank everybody because most people will remain 3s, but you want to go down your list and cherry pick the people that you feel stronger about and promote them to 4s and 5s. Make sense? Once you've got everybody ranked one time, and don't worry, you can continuously change ranks as you're working with the lists, but you do want to take one cut at it so that Teamzy can prioritize your list starting now. Make sense? Okay. So once you're all done, you can just navigate away. It auto-saves everything you're doing. Excuse me. I told you guys at the beginning, I got a little something, working on a little sinus thing or something. Okay, now we're all set up and ready to rock our power hour. You guys ready to do this with me? It's gonna be so cool. Excuse me a second, I need a sniffle. Sorry, I know that was gross, but I can't talk. Okay, here we go. Quick dashboard tour, right? Again, up here you've got your settings. Okay, if you need those, great. Over here you've got your rank. As you rank up, you can change this by just dropping it down and clicking on it. Your left navigation's here, dashboard, team, we talked about. Business has all kinds of cool stats and reports. University, that's where you go to get help. Videos and FAQs and things are there. The My Why, remember whatever you wrote there is there. So this is where your My Why will be written, and you can click on that to edit it, take you back to that setup wizard to edit that. And then now up here is your lookup bar. If somebody's not on your dashboard and you just want to look them up and work with them, you can look them up at any time right there. It'll look them up and take you to their contact. You meet somebody new after your imports, you just click this to add people. Okay, you guys with me? Remember, our goal was to add a minimum of 3 people to our Teamzy account every day. That's like the minimum expectation if you really want to build a business. 3 people minimum every day, whether you're meeting them on Facebook, on Instagram, on Snapchat, at the grocery store, or they're being referred to you by your current customers, which I'll talk about in a little bit. You want to be adding them to your Teamzy list constantly. Okay. Now, here's our goals for today, today's activities. Remember, our goal was to connect with 10 prospects. I have a 0 on the board so far. 6 customers, I have a 0. 4 ambassadors, I have 0. Of course we have 0, we haven't started yet. Also invite 3 and add 3. Okay, so those are my goals for the day. I want to turn all of these circles solid, like I've achieved all my goals. All right, so let's just jump right in. Here's the who's up next box. This box is the magic. This is the engine room. This is where this is what makes Teamzy so special and easy and elegant to use. There's 4 lists here. Prospects, when I click on a tab, it changes my list. Customers, ambassadors, and follow-ups. 4 lists. Now, it gives me 5 people at a time so that I don't get overwhelmed by the size of my list. I want you guys to just focus on who's next. Now, here's the cool thing, and I've received so much feedback from all people using Teamzy. You know, we're at past 25,000 people using Teamzy now, which is amazing. Is that they are surprised at the response they get from people they would not have contacted. So here's what I want you to do. Don't second guess the list, just message the next person on the list, okay? Just go for it. Just try it out, prove me wrong, or prove me right, which is more likely. All right, so here's how we do it. First person on my list is Jay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually, I primarily message through Facebook. That's the way I prefer to meet people and talk to them. I do that a lot. So, and some of you guys know you've messaged me through Facebook. So I've got up here in my browser window, I've got Facebook open in a separate tab, ready to go. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to message Jay in Facebook and send her a message. Now, before I message her, I may not, I don't want to spend all day trying to think of what to say to her. And I know sometimes you guys, we can get stuck in analysis paralysis. So we've built in, see right here where it says new, this scripts thing. This is kind of a new feature, which is cool. We've put a bunch of really, really great scripts, relational scripts in here for you to use, to draw from. So I'm going to click that. What kind of script do I want? I want a Facebook message. Boom. And so look, I've got 3 little connect scripts I can use. Hi, Jane, just stopping by to say hello. How are you? I hope your day is awesome. This, by the way, is my favorite script of all time because I've personally used it thousands of times. And the response rate on creating a conversation from this is through the roof. There's a couple other ones, it's been a while since I checked in with you. How are you? Hi, Jane, I saw you across my Facebook feed. Thought I say hello. How are you? Simple, right? All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to copy the script. See the little copy script button? Now that's copied to my desktop. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to toggle over to Facebook. No, you can't actually send messages, Facebook messages through Teamzy because Facebook does not allow that for any app. But it's so quick and easy just to do it through Facebook. It's just right here, right? Same thing on my phone. If I'm using my phone, I just toggle back and forth. There's Jay. So now I'm going to send Jay a message. I've got that message. Jay works for Teamzy, so she gets this message from me 3 times a day. She's a good sport. I'm going to change the name because Jane is just a sample. Hi, Jay, just stopping by to say hello. How are you? Hope your day's awesome. Send. Simple. Takes me a second. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste this because I don't want to have to retype any notes. I'm lazy. I want it to be efficient. So I just pop over here and now I've made the connection. So Teamzy told me who to connect with, told me something I could say. I made the connection. Now I'm going to track the connection, right? These are the things that successful business people do. So it's going to be tracked already. So here's what I'm going to do. What type was that? It was a Facebook message. Now watch what happens to my dashboard when I log this. So that connect is now logged and tracked. I have 1 on the dashboard, right? 9 to go. I see that little blue bar. It's going to start creeping along. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Mandy. I'm going to look her up and I'm going to send her, guys, I'm just going to send her the same message. Let's be honest. I'm going to change the name and it's going to take me 4 seconds. Mandy, send, boom, logged. Omaima, send, boom, logged. Kayla, send, boom, logged. See how fast I can do this? And I'm going to do that until I get 10 and this circle is blue and it says 10 and I'm done with my prospects for the day. That's it. Done. Now, what'll happen is some people will start responding right away and I'm just going to keep focused. I'm not going to start those conversations yet until I finish my power hour, which is really my power half hour. When I'm done with my prospects, now I toggle over to my customers list. Now I'm going to go through my customers the same way. I think I'm ready to switch to water. And I'm going to connect with them. Now, this is really important, guys, because I talk to so many professionals in this business and they've got tons of customers. If you guys have been in this business for a couple of years, you've got tons of customers, right? And you're probably not in constant contact with them. Because we kind of have this mentality like on to the next, on to the new. But I'm here to tell you guys, you need to be in regular contact with your current customers. First of all, I mean, it's good service, right? It's just good service. And if you're a servant, if you have a heart to serve people, you should be doing that. But from a business perspective, first of all, people will continue to use the products longer if you're in touch. They'll purchase more, so your volume is going to grow. But here's the thing I want you guys to get, okay? And if you're dozing off or Facebook messaging or whatever right now, I want you to zoom in on this and write this down. The absolute best source for a new lead in your business is a current customer. The best source for a new lead in your business is a current customer. Okay? Why? You've got people using these products and getting results and loving them. Guess what they're doing? They're talking about it already. People are asking them about it. They're having conversations about the business already. They don't even realize what they're doing. You need to be in touch with them. You need to encourage that. You need to find out who they're talking to. You need to get them to introduce you to them, right? Which, by the way, is easy. It's not like you just say, can you just introduce me on Facebook? Okay. But you need to be connecting with those people. I've told so many people this, and I've received so many messages back like, oh my gosh, you're right. If you have had one customer purchase these products and get results, you should never want for customers. You will always qualify for whatever your qualification is this month you need to qualify for. You will always get it if you are staying in contact with those customers, if you are leveraging and asking them who they're talking to, who's interested in learning more about this business or about the products. Are you with me? So you've got to be in touch with your customers. So let me just go back in here. Sorry, I told you I would go off on passion tangent. That's one. I just can't tell you how many times I've heard people say, oh, I've got 4,000 people. There's no way. It's like, can I have your list, please? Hello? All right, so here's the thing. Same deal. I can go to scripts. There's great scripts here for customers. Okay? It's automatically switched to customers, which is kind of cool. This is my favorite one, by the way. I mean, there's some great ones here on like how to ask for a referral to somebody else, you know, that kind of stuff. But my favorite one here is this one. Hi, Jane, just checking in to see if there's anything I can do to make your day. Just checking in to see if there's anything I can do to make your day, which is so awesome because if they have questions about products, they're going to ask them there. Or you might just make their day. Hello. All right, so great. Now, when I'm done sending those connects out to my customers, in this case, it was 6, and I got all 6 done. Now I'm going to toggle over to my ambassadors. I'm going to connect with my ambassadors. I'm going to make their day too. That's why it's called Teamzy, right? It's about your team. And here's what I want you guys to know. We may have some big shot super studs in here on this call. We usually do. We've got thousands of people in their downline. And they're like thinking, you know, there's just no way I can be in touch with all of them. Do you see how it already sounds? Here's the thing I want you guys to know. You can. With a system like this, you can. You can send people a message, let them know you're thinking about them. Those people, I'm talking about your personally sponsored, personally enrolled people. They need to hear from you. They need to know you care about them. Having a Facebook page, doing a live Zoom, it's not the same. They need to hear from you. And people quit more often than not because of a lack of communication. They feel like they're not cared for. Okay, and how many times have you heard somebody say, I don't really have a supportive upline? Have you guys ever heard that? Have you ever said it? So don't do it. Stay in touch with your ambassadors. This will make it so easy. In our example here, it was 4 days. 4 messages. How quickly can that go? Okay, great. So when that's done, now I've got all of these done. We connected with 10 prospects, 6 customers, 4 ambassadors. How long do you think it would take to send those messages? 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes maybe? Okay. Here's what's going to happen, guys. This messaging people directly has an amazing response rate. Most of the people that are using Teamzy would tell you it's better than 50%. So if you're getting a 50% response rate, which by the way is like 10,000 times better than an email drip campaign, you guys agree? If you're connecting with 20 people a day, that means that you are creating 10 conversations a day. That might actually be more than you guys can handle. You might create more momentum in your business than you can handle. Would that be a good thing? I have to tell you, I mean, I was just having a great conversation with a top person in Unique about this. When we first launched Teamzy, it was just launched to 5 people, myself and 5 people I knew. I was overwhelmed by the response I got to the point where in that month, I did the production I had done the 6 months previous. And I was just like this on my phone constantly because I created too many conversations. Here's what I'm here to tell you though. Let's say you create 10 conversations, right? People respond to that message and now you're having a conversation with them. Should you try to recruit them to your team? Should you try to sell them? No. Your goal in the conversation is to make their day. Remember this? Your goal is to help them, to be of service to them, to be a trusted advisor for them, to find a way to help them. Because at the end of the day, you want to invest in every single relationship as you go. The system is based on relationship marketing. We're not just trying to go for no here. In fact, even saying those words gives me the heebie-jeebies. We are working on relationships. Now, we're going to create enough conversations. There's going to be plenty of people interested that we're going to follow up with. I'm going to show you how to do that in a second. But in these conversations, just having conversation, you're listening for wants and needs. You're looking for ways to help. Maybe you can help them with these products. Maybe you can help them with this business opportunity. But maybe they just need a friend. Maybe they need a laugh. Maybe they need a prayer. Maybe they need a new dentist for their kids. Maybe they've moved and they need a new church. I don't know. Find a way to help them. Does that make sense? Are you guys tracking with me here? And as you're having a conversation with them, when the conversation turns to business and there's interest, then we're going to invite them to learn more. Are you with me? So let me give you an example. So we messaged Jay, right? So Jay gets my message. She's like, oh, hey, Eric, great to hear from you. How are you? Doing great. How about you? I'm doing great, and we're having a conversation. We're catching up. And then she might ask me a question like, how's the new business going? Now, the story with Jay is actually a funny one because Jay used to work for me at my corporate job, which I left to do this. So what do you think she's going to ask me? Well, how are things going? Right? Oh, things are going great. Tell me more about it, right? So she's interested now in learning more about the business. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a conversation with Jay. I'd probably get her on the phone at this point and talk to her a little bit and invite her. So let me just show you how to do that in Teamzy. So what I would do is, let's say that we've got an opportunity call tonight that I can get Jay onto. So we're talking and she's excited. I got her excited. I said, look, our team's having an opportunity call tonight. Would you be able to get on the call? She says, oh, I would love to. Yeah, I think that would be great. Okay, awesome. Here's what I'm going to do, Jay. I'm going to send you an email right now with all the information, the link to the call, everything. And then get on there and take good notes. And then tomorrow I'll give you a call and see if you have any questions. I'll check in with you tomorrow. Great. You guys with me? So here's how to do it. I'm going to look up Jay now up here to bring her back. That takes me to her contact record. Here it is. Okay. Now I'm going to click connect so I can log this invite to an op call. Now notice down here where it says invite. An invite is a special type of connect. I'm going to click this box. I'm going to select the type of invite it was. It was an opportunity call. You guys with me? Okay, great. And I sent it via email. So now it's ready to go. But before I log this, I have to set my follow-up. Because when did I say I'd follow up with her? Tomorrow. What does it say? Default. Default is 30 days from now. That's not going to work. So I'm just going to drop this down and set my follow-up for tomorrow. You can set it for tomorrow, 2 days, 4 days, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, or any custom date you want. I'm going to set it for tomorrow. Now watch what happens when I log the connect. Now I've got a follow-up set for her. It's set. I'm going to go to my dashboard. What's cool? I've got an invite on the board. Yes. Okay. Now check this out. Now she's also on my follow-ups list. So I don't have to worry about her. I don't even have, honestly, some of you guys know me. I don't think twice about her. Once she's on my follow-ups list, I move on to the next person because until it's time to follow up with her, I don't even think anymore about it. I'm just like on to the next thing. I want to spend like 1 or 2 seconds on each of these and keep the business moving. So I get her on the follow-ups, that's great. Now fast forward to tomorrow, I'm doing my power hour, right? And I connect with my prospects, my customers, all my ambassadors, right? I'm creating new conversations every day. And now when I get to my follow-ups list, I'm going to go through my follow-ups list and follow up. And Jay's there. So I'm going to follow up with her today. Okay? Now, real quick, I need to talk to you guys about follow-ups. And this is important. So hopefully you guys will lock in with me on this. You've heard that the fortune is in your follow-ups, right? You've heard this. I'm just going to throw a statistic at you guys, okay? 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and the 10th follow-up. Say it again so you can write it down for your teams. 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and the 10th follow-up. You guys have heard things like this, right? Sometimes they break it down like by 70% are here, 80% are here. But I'm just telling you, it's between 7 and 10 is where all of it happens. So here's the question I have for you guys. How many of you follow up 7 times, much less 10 times? Do you guys typically follow up that much on an invite or when someone's been interested or you've invited them to the business? Now, I do these presentations a lot and I've seen thousands of people through them and very few people put their hand up and say, I follow up 10 times. Usually one person on a large group will do it and they're the most successful person in the group, right? And I get it. I know why you don't follow up 10 times. I know there's a bunch of reasons. I mean, the primary ones are, first of all, it takes a tremendous amount of organization that if you're not using a tool like Teamzy, you probably just don't have in your business to follow up 10 times. But most of you, even if you did, wouldn't because you feel like you're bugging people, right? You feel like you're pestering people. You don't want to be that person. Here's the thing I want you guys to get. When you are representing a transformational product like you guys are, something that could change someone's life, their health, their well-being, and a business opportunity that can literally change their life. It's not like you're bugging them with something that they don't want. If somebody's interested in changing their life, and the only way they'll actually make that change is by you following up with them. Because let's face it, people will be excited, but then they won't even answer your follow-ups, right? They just won't even answer. I'll talk about that in a second, why they're wired that way. But if the only way for them to get there is by you following up, then you need to realize that following up is not annoying. It's actually an act of love. It's an act of love. It's how you are loving them. When you didn't let your children eat ice cream for breakfast every day of their lives, was that annoying or was that love? Well, your kids probably thought it was annoying. Maybe that's not a good example. All right, but you get the idea. It's an act of love because you are helping people transform lives. So some of you need to write that down on a little sticky note and put it in the corner of your computer to remind yourself that following up is actually an act of love. But let me explain to you how the human mind works. Now, please, if you already know all this stuff, just bear with me, okay? And a lot of you probably do. But our subconscious mind, those things in the back of our head, they run our lives, right? Some studies say that 85% of everything we do comes from our subconscious. How many of you guys have driven home from work without realizing that you were even driving? Like you got home, you're like, oh my gosh, how did I get home? Our brain works on known patterns in order to protect us, in order to make us efficient and to keep us safe. What does that mean? It means that we hate change. We crave safety and stability. True, right? Even people like me who love change, subconsciously, I hate it. I don't want to change. Nobody does. So you're talking to someone. I'm talking to Jay, and she's excited about the business opportunity. So excited. Then what happens when I follow up with her? Crickets. You guys ever had this? Why do you think it is? It's because she's excited, but the back of her mind is going, no way. We're not doing that. That's hard. That's dangerous. That's risky. That's too much work. You guys with me? This is the way people are wired. Everybody is wired this way, which is why the majority of people don't respond much at all to your follow-ups at first. Why do you think 80% of the sales happen after the 7th follow-up? Because it takes that many times for us to reprogram that subconscious mind to be open to the opportunity. Did you guys know that you were getting the Teamzy human psychology class tonight? We've been doing this a long time, you guys. Long before we got into network marketing, we've been helping people do this stuff. It's so huge and so easy once you know what you're doing. Okay, but here's the thing. I know you don't want to be annoying still, so I'm going to give you 2 principles to keep you from ever being annoying when you follow up. Are you guys ready? I'm going to give you 2. These are free. You can use these wherever. The first principle for not being annoying when you follow up is this. Make sure that you never ask someone to do anything in your follow-up. Make sure you never ask someone to do anything in your follow-up. In other words, don't ask me to call you back. Don't ask me to text you. Don't ask me to make my purchase. Don't ask me to whatever. Share the video with my uncle. Don't ask me to do anything in the follow-up. That's annoying. Got it? Some of you are like, but Eric, trust me, don't do that. The second principle is this. Make your follow-up message, by the way, we want to send it via text or Facebook message, right? Follow-up voicemail can be annoying too. Send them a message that's short enough they can read it on their screen without opening the message. They want to see it on their notification screen without opening the message. They don't want you to know they've seen the message because they may not be ready. They most likely are not ready or willing to respond right now. But you still want them to see it and read it. Okay, so we keep it short and sweet and we don't ask them to do anything. Are you with me? If you follow those principles, you can easily follow up with somebody 10 times and they will thank you for it. They will thank you for it. Okay, so now let me show you something. Because we've made this so easy for you in Teamzy. I've actually put 10 follow-up scripts that you can message somebody in Teamzy for you. You just literally paint by the numbers and get this done. Are you guys with me? Let me show you how this works. Okay, so we're gonna follow up with Jay. I'm gonna go to scripts. Follow-up 1. Is that simple enough? Hi, Jane, just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? Simple, short, to the point. It's all about her. and I'm fulfilling the promise I made. So I'm actually putting a deposit in her trust account. I'm going to copy that. Now check it out. We'll send that message to her. Okay. She's probably laughing because I'm pretty sure she's on a call just like this right now. Okay. We do it exactly the same way, right? I want to make sure that I track that in Teamzy. So I'm just going to put it in there. Now check it out. Make sure you set the next follow-up. I'll set it for tomorrow again. Okay. Always set the next follow-up. If you don't set a new follow-up, she's going to fall off the follow-ups list. We do not want that. Tomorrow when I get to my follow-ups, I'm going to go back to Jay again. I'm going to go to scripts. I'm going to go to number 2. Hi, Jane, just making sure you got my email and checking to see if you have any questions. The next day I'll do follow-up number 3. Hi, Jane, I'm excited about the goals we discussed. Can't wait to get started. You see I'm following the rules. I'm not asking her for anything and I'm keeping it short and sweet. Every single day she's getting this nice message from me. It's friendly, it's high energy, and she's feeling good about our conversation again. I am training her brain to feel good emotions when she gets a message from me about this opportunity. Are you with me? And I'm not being annoying, which is great. I'm just letting her know, I'm trying to communicate to her that I'm loving her. See, because if I don't follow up with her, I'm communicating that I don't care about her. With me? So look, I've got 10 in here, you guys. There's 10. You just keep going. Just keep going. Do you need to do it every single day? No. I mean, after a while, you can set this to every 2 days, every 4 days. Use your discernment. Use your discernment based on the relationship on how often. But I would keep them on your follow-up list so you get through 10 times. If they don't respond in 10 times, great. Set them back to default. Let them come back through your Teamzy Up Next list and connect with them in a month or 2. But most likely, what usually happens the most is somewhere between 6, 7, 8 follow-ups is where you get the response. You might get a little response here and there, but a lot of times you don't get anything. Just keep going. And you'll have a bunch of people on this list. You're just going to crank down that list and send those follow-ups every day. But around the 6th, 7th, 8th follow-up, you'll get one of these like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for staying in touch with me. You're so amazing. You're so awesome. And it's kind of weird to get these messages because you think they don't like you because they're not responding. But here's the thing, guys, just remember this, the way people are wired. They're going to say, thank you for staying in touch with me. You're so organized on top of it. I wish I could be like you. And you're like, hey, I'm here to help you. I want you to be like me. I want you to have a business like this. Let's get go, you know? So you're going to stay in touch. You're going to stay in touch. Create conversations. Invite people who are interested. Follow up like a pro. Pretty easy, right? Teamzy makes it all organized for you. So what happens when Jay finally purchases and joins the team? Let me show you how to finish her off in the system. So I'm coming in. I go into back office and I see that Jay has made her purchase. Okay, I want to log it in the system and move her onto my team. So I'm going to look her up. I'm going to log this sale. Okay, and this is very simple. I want to know, did she buy something else or a welcome pack? Simple. I'm not tracking volume or commissions that's on your back office. Teamzy just wants to know that your efforts bore fruit. Now, see where it says member type? She's a prospect. I'm just going to move her right over to ambassador and personally sponsored. Boom. Now when I interact with Jay, she'll be on my team page. She'll be on my ambassador column, not my prospects column. Now she's moved over. Make sense? And that's how you do it. That's how you connect with people, set up the conversations, invite them, and follow up like a pro, move them to your team. Rinse and repeat. Just keep doing it. Just keep doing that. Just keep making people's day. And this business will be so much fun. Okay. Now, real quick, do you guys have questions? If so, put them in the Q&A. I'm pointing right at it, at least on my screen. If you have questions, put it in the Q&A. If you don't have questions, it's fine. I know I've given you so much information. Your mind's probably reeling. If you ever need help, we're here to help you. There's a big purple help button in the bottom right-hand corner of Teamzy where you can get help right away from our team. And also remember about that university tab on the left navigation where you can watch FAQs and videos and things like that. Keep in mind, guys, this is a beta program, which means that it's new to the Plexus network and we want your feedback. We want you to help us make it better. Our team is standing ready to hear from you guys and to continuously custom tailor this for your network. We want it to feel like you're home, working in your home office in Teamzy. Make sense? Now, you're going to get this link emailed to you guys tomorrow. It's going to be up on our Facebook page tonight. You can share this with your team. Share this link far and wide, upline, downline, sideline. I'm going to give you guys a couple of action steps. The first one is if you're not already on the 30-day free trial, get on the 30-day free trial. Okay, get on the 30-day free trial and get your teams on the 30-day free trial. And there's something really cool happening right now. Because we're in a beta test with Plexus right now, you guys have a special opportunity. If you love Teamzy during the free trial period, you can continue on with a subscription, and you can do it as a founding member for the Plexus network. What that means is that you have a special rate that you can keep for a lifetime, which is a third off. It's $19.95 a month forever. Okay, the price goes up after that to $29.99. For you guys, that opportunity is going to go through June 10th, 2017. June 10th, 2017. If you're watching this video after June 10th, 2017, sorry, that's expired. Okay, we don't ever discount Teamzy because the value is there and people love it. But for the people who help us during beta, help us improve it for network, we give them a little special something. So those founders, those are you guys. Anybody on your team that starts a free trial anytime between now and June 10th, they need to sign up for an ongoing subscription to lock in that rate. Okay, they won't actually be charged until their 30 days is up. They're free 30 days, but they need to lock it in before June 10th. Does that make sense? So here's your action step. Get into the free trial, get your team into the free trial, take advantage of that founder rate. Now, one more thing I want you to do in your free trial, I highly recommend that you guys get a success partner to do the free trial with you. Somebody to hold you accountable doing it. And every day when you complete your action steps in Teamzy, I want you to take a screenshot of that dashboard and message it to your success partner. Okay, if you're a team leader and you're doing this with your team, break them into pairs, hold them accountable. You will get so much out of it. You will get so much out of it. And here's the thing I will tell you, if you guys actually use your 30-day free trial, actually make your connects, the momentum you generate in your business is going to blow your mind. So I encourage you guys to do that. Let me just take a quick look. Somebody asked, I know this is a subscription after 30 days I've already been using, but I'm wondering if I subscribe, can I pause my subscription or will I lose my founder status and my records / progress? Okay, those are great. There's a few questions in there, so let me just answer them for you. One is if you're monthly, you can cancel or pause your membership at any time. So you guys need to know that. You can do that, okay? It's like cable. You pay for it 30 days at a time, right? We keep all of your records and everything for 6 months. So if you leave for 6 months and come back, it's all there. After 6 months, we purge the database in order to keep it moving fast for everybody. So you've got a little bit of time there where you can keep your messages, okay? So does that answer your question? I'm sure it probably did. So yes, you can subscribe. Make sure you lock it in before June 10th. I mean, you can subscribe anytime after, you'll just pay more. And then, yeah, you can pause anytime and we will keep your data for you for 6 months. Okay, awesome. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you taking some time out to spend with me here in San Diego. Hope you guys have an awesome night. We will talk to you soon. We look forward to having you in our Teamzy family. God bless.